Hello out there to all of the viewers here on Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel, and that would include everybody who's a member of the Florida Powerboat Club, and for all you guys around the globe that are just loving all of our content. We appreciate you watching our channel because we got plenty more to come, and we're back at Orange Beach. Going to finalize 4 episodes now with feature coverage of this 2024 Orange Beach Powerboat Week, sponsored by The Wharf. Going to wrap things up here with the Saturday run. So before we get started, guys, let's thank our sponsors. Our presenting sponsor is Mercury Racing. Our 2024 series sponsors include Adrenaline Powerboats, Cigarette Racing Team, Concept Boats, Cortez Cove Marina, Deep Impact Custom Boats, Fountain Powerboats, Iconic Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, Marine Technology Inc., Myco Trailers, Nortec High Performance Boats, Performance Boat Center, SD Marine Group, and WOZENCRAFT Finance and Insurance. And we're going to pick things up on the Saturday poker run here in the Mobile Bay shipping channels, as we can see from this big freighter. And many of us are seeing a very different backdrop from what we're used to boating around in South Florida, down through the Keys and over to the Bahamas. This, of course, being, Mobile Bay is part of, the Port of Mobile, which is, I think, one of the largest ports in the country. So let's catch up to some of the teams, starting off with Alan Hawley and this classic 1993 38 SCARAB. He's got some big Bulldog 540s. Let's listen in. And a sharp contrast from that classic SCARAB to this brand new Deep Impact 369. And we have the company owners, Mark and Eileen Fisher, joining us this weekend for the poker run. They're having a nice ride across Mobile Bay and showing the performance of this 369, which is powered by Quad Mercury Racing 300Rs. And many of us know that 369 is entry level to the Deep Impact family of boats, 4 models altogether, this being one of the most popular to date, the 399 model. Paul Bertucci with his First Mate T, and they are the FPC staff platform for today's run. You can see a lot of us riding on board. I joined in for the ride as well and really enjoy riding with Paul because he's been very gracious to give us his entire boat to really be an official support boat for every poker run that he attends. So Paul, we greatly appreciate you, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag and tell everybody that you have a brand new Deep Impact 399 coming very soon. The boat debuted at the Key West Poker Run, and I know we're going to see it this summer when you join us for your next event. And many of us who have attended this event would know Jack Stewart by now. He's from Panama City Beach, and he's been hanging on to this 32 Doug Wright, which he seems to really like. It's an ideal boat for these waterways. And altogether, 8 MTIs represented on this event roster. One of them is Flight 311, Ryan and Rachel Garnett from Texas. Here's what Ryan says about powerboating. It's his passion, and they look forward to seeing all of their friends at these events, and every event is exciting as the first one. And it's another MTI. This time it's the 440X team, El Gato Grande. Clark Beecher, another team from Texas. Twin Mercury Racing 500Rs just took delivery of the boat this weekend. So really just a shakedown run for him. And obviously this 44 MTI having no problem with this light chop in the bay. They're just on cruise control right now. Whoa, that was a little close, guys. That green marker, you're out in the middle of the bay, nobody around. Let's give it 50 to 100 feet next time. And a nice wide shot. Pay attention closely, guy. This is Zach Martin. You see how he took the center of those 2 markers? He gave himself at least 30, 40 feet apart from each of the markers. When there's nobody else in the channel, take the center, give those channel markers a lot of room to breathe, and always think about safety. And a closer look at this 39 MTI now. It's a 2020 model powered by Mercury Racing 500Rs, so obviously that's a repower. That motor just came out a year earlier. It's their first time here at Orange Beach, but they've done a lot of events with FPC. One of the highlights for Zach was running to Navarre for lunch on Friday afternoon. Seems like the helicopter kind of loves this vantage point as the boats leave the restaurant stop in Mobile Bay. Now we're catching up to Devin WOZENCRAFT. Says he's from California, but he's really from Cape Coral, Florida. Now he spends a lot of time in Florida. This is his 34-foot Victory Cat powered by Mercury Racing 500Rs. He took delivery of the Victory last fall at the Emerald Coast Poker Run, so hasn't really owned the boat for a year yet, but he certainly has done an awful lot of poker runs, not just in Florida, but around the nation. And we're going to change up the video now and go back to the poker card checkpoint at the wharf earlier in the morning. And the reason we're going back and forth is just to give you guys a lot of variety in each episode with this feature coverage of the 2024 Orange Beach event. This is Wes Harlow from Pensacola, one of our local teams. He's here every year. This is a 35-foot DCB with Mercury Racing 700s. All right, guys, now don't let those bikinis distract you. We're here to focus on the boats now. It's all about the members. It's all about their cool boats like Joe and Stephanie Detloff in their Nortec 390 Sport. And what a cool-looking ride it is. 2022 model with Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. Simple styling, just really nice lines on the boat and some nice features in the cockpit like that double row seating and the extended T-top. And another big center console with a lot of features. Concept 44, Team Awesome one, that's Octavio Valdivia. He's another local team from Pensacola. His other home is in Georgia. He's got two boats entered in the run, this 44 concept. And I'm sorry, Octavio, but I'm going to have to take 10 points off because you let a dude go up to get the card when you have ladies on the boat. I count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 girls on the boat, and you don't send a girl up. I'm sorry, you should know better. You've been on these runs, but I realize you're not even on your boat to supervise because you're on your other boat pulling up now, this 51-foot Outer Limits with triple Mercury Racing 700s. I know you want to go fast and you want to have fun, so okay, well, we'll just make sure that you got to relay those rules to the other crew next time we go on a poker run. And it's another Nortec, this time a brand new Nortec, Ivan and Kyle Lopez from Louisiana, Team NAVIVAN. That's the name of Ivan's company, and they do international exporting and importing. But it's all about the boat, and of course, Kyle's lovely bikini. The team's looking great today because he's got a brand new Nortec, his second 390 Sport. This one powered by Quad Mercury Racing 400R V10s. The same engines I have on my new Nortec. He's got 4, I got 3. He's faster, yes indeed, and really pulling some big style points with this Nardo Gray Nortec 390 and the nice tan interior. And catching up now with Matt Brayton and his crew, Chasing Tail. They are the team that came all the way from California to join us with their 2008 38-foot Jupiter center console, triple Yamaha outboards. But once again, distracted by Candace. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Matt Brayton and Chasing Tail. Yes, indeed, came the farthest of anybody, and that'll win him an award. Nice shot from up on the drone here, looking down on all the boats as they're milling around for this poker card exchange. And it's Jim Bates, Team WGAS. I haven't asked Jim what that means yet, but next time we chat, I'd love to know. It's a 1993 AVANCE 33-foot center console from Miami. The only one like it in the club, a very rare boat. They call it the 33 AVANCE Cabriolet. Now it's Charles Clark and first mate Jody Mills in We Be Trippin', 2016 36 Deep Impact. And it looks like they doubled down on the crew today. Their friends from Team Going Deep had a little problem with the boat, and Charles came to the rescue of Sean Porter and everybody. They all got on board and made a fun day out of it. And speaking of fun, looks like Jack and his crew on Blue Bayou, the 32 Doug Wright, are having fun. That's Katrina. She's here with her husband, Will, and they're riding along. I'm not sure if it's their first poker run, but Jack, I think you got yourself a good bow bunny there. I hope you bring her back next time. And one more time for Kyle Horton and his crew, Team Strip It Down. And he's got his whole family riding with him today on this 2017 Formula 382 Fast Tech. It's powered by Mercury Racing 700 SCIs with M8 drives. That makes it one of a kind. The last Formula 382 to ever be built. I think she's a collector for sure. And another collector from a different vintage, though. This is Alan Hawley with his classic 1993 WOZENCRAFT SCARAB that he's been working on for the last few years. But glad to see him get the boat completed and back out on the waterways, enjoying poker runs. Well, that'll wrap up our poker card segment. We're back out on Mobile Bay as the boats are exiting the lunch stop, which was the Grand Mariner, and that is the Dog River Bridge off in the distance as the boats are departing from Dog River. And everyone's nicely spaced out right now and getting up to speed as they cross southbound through Mobile Bay. And we finally caught up with Chad Havens on his 40-foot skater, Team Savage. Of course, Chad has been at this event almost every year since it started 5 years earlier. He started out back then with a DCB cat, but really seems to be loving this 40 skater. He did a complete repower on the boat with Mercury Racing 1350s. Not a very loud boat with a tuned exhaust, but a lot of power on tap, pushing this boat to well over triple-digit speeds. And speaking of triple-digit speeds, you know, most of the cats on these runs, even the outboard cats, are running well over 100, some of them cruising at 110, 120. Brent Medley would certainly fit into that category with his 2024 42 P420 Performance Powerboats from Performance Boat Center at Lake of the Ozarks. This one's got Mercury Racing 500Rs. Firstborn was launched at the Key West Poker Run 2023, and now it's May here in Orange Beach, so he's had the boat about 7 months, plenty of time to get dialed in and really enjoy this new cat. It was their first time here at Orange Beach, and after this they're going to head to Lake of the Ozarks for the summer months. And it's another 42-foot cat. It's a Wright Performance 42 powered by Mercury Racing 450Rs. Kyle Fowler at the helm, former NASCAR driver, really enjoying the performance of this cat. Really enjoying that Thunder in Paradise segment with the roar of those Mercury Racing 700 SCIs. Vince and Rachel Odo from Texas in this cigarette 42X. Team Light 'em Up. Really enjoying the boat. He's always been a cigarette guy. Last one was a 38. He says he loves this 42X. And now looks like we're going to get a little bit of time with Team MTI. That's the factory team all the way from Missouri. And it's Taylor Sissom at the helm, as she should be, and alongside on the right seat, that's Sean Peters. I want to say it's her fiance, but guess what, guys? Not any longer. They got married just a month earlier. So fun fact, it was in April. They got married down at Little Palm Island in the Lower Keys. And for those of you who follow Speed on the Water would know that, because it was a highly publicized reception that they had back at Lake of the Ozarks soon after they got married. Had a small wedding, but then a big party on the family's dockside party venue. And of course, all of the industry movers and shakers were there. But congratulations to Taylor and Sean, and kind of a honeymoon trip for you now here in Orange Beach. Getting a lot of good coverage now this afternoon as all the boats depart from the lunch stop at the Grand Mariner in Mobile Bay. One thing I have noticed, though, in all this video coverage, the sun came out and the colors of the boats are really punching out nicely. Everybody's looking great. There's not a lot we can do about that muddy brown water in Mobile Bay. That's just the way it is. It's a fairly shallow bay with a muddy bottom, and we're not going to be getting the most beautiful colors like we see on our runs down through the Florida Keys and over to the Bahamas. But that doesn't change the fun factor of this event. This Orange Beach Powerboat Week is a super fun event for everybody. We've got a really diverse group of boats and different styles of boats, and a lot of fun-loving people from all over the South. So I'm really happy to be here. This is my final job, was to put these two deep impacts together. You could see me motioning over to Mark Fisher. I wanted to get the two of them together for this shot. This is a sequence we'll never see again, because we're going to be saying goodbye to that white 399 from Paul Bertucci. He's got a new boat coming, and of course the 369 has already been sold. So for the sake of our sponsors, we like to get together and get some nice group shots, and this is always fun. And we try to do this for as many of our manufacturing sponsors as we can. So just a quick note I'd like to share with some of our sponsors of the events. Back now in the Portage Creek, as we call it, heading eastbound back towards the wharf, and one of our stops along the way, or at least we slow down to wave, is to some of the spectators in this condominium. But two of them we know as Nana and Papa. That's Jan and John Haggart, who are related to our producer, Ryan McCoy. They always get out the iPhone and take a few snapshots as we pass by and give us a big wave. So the least we can do is slow down and give them a friendly wave back. Well, we're going to wrap up the Saturday afternoon poker run here from Portage Creek as we head back to the wharf. We've got a big party planned for Saturday night, and we can't wait to get together again and talk about how much fun we had all day. And just fast forward a couple of hours, 7 p.m. now, as everybody gets together at Dick's Last Resort. It's a huge restaurant on property at the wharf, and it has been our venue for the Saturday night party on at least 3 of the 5 times that we have been here. And like many other functions throughout the poker run, we have a sponsor for each party, and that is Chad Havens from Team Savage, who's our sponsor for the Saturday night party. The Poker Run girls are going to be going through all of the cards. Remember that everybody gets cards along the way, and those are bonus cards. You're going to get an actual 5-card hand here from our FPC girls at the party, and then you can supplement that with the bonus cards that you picked up on the run on Friday and on Saturday. And it's always a lot of fun. Remember, a lot of the ladies that are here tonight helping out at the party are also FPC girls that joined us for the entire weekend, riding on the boats and helping us out with all of the party functions here on the Poker Run event. What we really love about this room and this party is that it's a private party exclusively for everybody here at the Powerboat Club. They close the restaurant to the general public. And one thing that I want to point out that was very different at this party is that in order to have this venue reserved as a private function, the restaurant management had a $10,000 bar minimum just so we could essentially buy out the bar. That's a big number to crunch, and what it amounts to is really an open bar for everybody. So we got a lot of participation from various participants in the event to support that effort with their sponsor contributions. So we thank all of you. There were many of you, and we really appreciate that support. And speaking of all the sponsors, let's get right to that part of the evening, starting off with Scott Favre from the Wharf, our presenting sponsor, who is the reason that we're here in the first place. He ran the event on his 42-foot MTI. And another sponsor of the club, a series sponsor every year, is Mark Fisher from Deep Impact Custom Boats. He came up to be recognized, and we've got the lovely Sage on the left and Abigail on the right joining in to help us get a nice photo opportunity for Mark. And accepting on behalf of Concept Boats is Karen Valdivia. Karen and her friends enjoyed the poker run on their Concept 44 Awesome One. And for their very first time attending this event, Team MTI, represented by Taylor Sissom, who ran that MTI 440X on the run. We appreciate the continued support from MTI. They had a great showing with 8 MTIs registered for the Orange Beach event. Performance Boat Center returned as a sponsor for this event as an annual sponsor, and it was their service team that came up to accept the award. This team traveled all the way from South Florida to represent Performance Boat Center and be there to help out all club members with very much needed parts and service, and many of those were carried on board their Sensation 40 CCX, operated by Jeff Corbell. WOZENCRAFT Finance and Insurance was represented by the company owner, Devin WOZENCRAFT, who attended with his 34-foot Victory, powered by Mercury Racing 500Rs. And it's Paul Bertucci, joined by his first mate, T, to accept his Sponsor Appreciation Award for their continued support at this event. They sponsored the Thursday night Miss Powerboat Week contest, and he provided his Deep Impact 399 team beer money too as a support platform for the entire FPC team on the run. Chad Havens from Texas attended with his 40-foot skater Team Savage. Chad has pledged sponsor support to this event every year since he started 5 years earlier. And this is a very special occasion for me every year, is to recognize the entire crew from TOPS organization in Texas for their continued support of this event, with 18 teams registered from Texas. An amazing showing every year. These guys are considered to be our sister club, and I very much look forward to joining them on one of their events in Texas very soon. And special thanks to Paul Boyden for sponsoring our Friday morning captain's meeting and breakfast. His company, Paul Boyden Customs, paints performance boats at his shop in Pensacola. Cliff Anderson returned with his 34-foot MTI and sponsored the Friday night cocktail party at Marker 158. And joining Cliff to be the Friday night sponsor for the party at Marker 158 is Ivan Lopez from Team NAVIVAN, the 39-foot Nortec. And here's another familiar face on these runs. It's Octavio Valdivia along with his wife Karen. They've been big supporters of this Orange Beach event every year. They sponsored the helicopter for both days, Friday and Saturday. We really appreciate that support. That helps us keep that R-44 flying around to chase down and capture all of you guys out on the waterways. And it was Alan Canales who took the farthest trailered award. Although he is with many teams from Texas, he actually is from Lago Vista, Texas, which is just far enough to win him this award. He attended with his 41-foot Velocity. And about the colorful shirts, which I happen to love, I think that Alan's shirt colors matched Lonnie Huff's cigarette. And I think that he should donate the shirt to Lonnie Huff so he can match his boat. What do you think, guys? And as I mentioned earlier in the show, it is indeed Matt Brayton, who traveled all the way from California, who's going to take home the farthest traveled award on this Orange Beach event, over 2,000 miles away. The Best Paint and Graphics Award went to Brent Medley from Missouri with his 42 performance hat named Team Firstborn, and he is joined by his first mate, Kara Hart, their first time here at this Orange Beach event. One of the toughest awards to give out was the Best Performance V-Bottom Award. It was a toss-up between two cigarettes of the same vintage, 2004 models. That's Stephen Doomer with Loose Cannon, and that's Lonnie and Kelly Huff from Texas with Team Locked and Loaded. They're going to share the award, so whoever took the award home, it's time to ship it to your buddy now. I think we're halfway through the year. And another extremely difficult award to give out is the Best Center Console Award with so many new and beautiful center consoles. We decided to give it to Ivan Lopez from New Orleans with his brand new Nortec 390 Sport, Team NAVIVAN. Best Catamaran went to Clark Beecher, Team El Gato Grande, brand new MTI 440X powered by Mercury Racing. 500Rs joined by his entire crew, including off to the left, that's Steven Fernandez from TNT Marine Sales. And now we're awarding Charles Clark and his first mate Jody with the Good Samaritan Award. Well, that's because they offered their 36 Deep Impact to the entire team of Going Deep, Sean Porter and his crew, putting about 13 people on that 36-foot Deep Impact, and they had a blast all day Saturday. And this one was an easy award to present because Sean Porter and his team looked fantastic in their brand new Going Deep outfits, all matching shirts for the guys and tank tops for the ladies. They're color coordinated to match the graphics on the boat. And probably one of the most difficult awards is the Sexiest Team because there are so many beautiful ladies on this event every year. And I think we did a three-way split at the very end. It was a combination between Team Lickalonopus, Team Amused, as well as Team Going Deep. Congratulations to all three teams. And the most enthusiastic crew went to Roger and Pam Anderson from Texas in their Nortec 390 Sport. And there's a lot of reasons that this couple deserves this award, but primarily it's because of their continued loyalty and support by attending so many FPC events. And for the best overall sound system, that went to Rick and Lynn Jarentowski on Team More Cowbell, their Formula 370 SS Sport Cruiser powered by big 800 horsepower V8s. So let's give out the top three awards for the best poker hand, starting with third place. That went to Charles Clark and first mate Jody, Team We Be Trippin', 36-foot Deep Impact. Second place went to our local team, Wes Harlow and his crew on board In Too Deep, 35-foot DCB Cat. And our very first place grand prize winners goes to Mark and Lana Albert from all the way from Texas, Team Lickalonopus. They were joined by Lana's daughter Cambry for the event, attending in their 35-foot Fountain Executioner, Team Lickalonopus. And for those of you who are new to this show and are wondering, did he just say Team Lickalonopus? Yes, I did, guys, and go ahead, use your imagination. Congratulations to all of our winners. And before we sign off, guys, I know you're dying to hear who won that Thursday night Miss Powerboat Week contest. So let's get back to the Sandshaker as we just give you a final round of the freestyle bikini session, which was the final of 3 rounds here at the Sandshaker. A great way to kick off the Thursday night party. A lot of pretty ladies and a lot of colorful bikinis. And once again, a very, very difficult job to do all the judging. And a fun fact that of the 10 judges we had on the panel, at least half of them were women. And that is a kind of a new tradition that we're starting to see. I really like it. I think it ensures very objective judging with great results. And that can be now illustrated with our 3 winners, starting with 3rd place. Our 2nd runner-up goes to the lovely Miss Lexa, her first event with the Florida Powerboat Club here. Stayed with us all weekend long to help out with the poker run. Happy to see her taking home that 3rd place. And maybe if we get lucky, we'll get her back again in 2025. And from a brunette to a blonde, it is now Shelby who's going to take 2nd place or be our first runner-up. And we have seen the beautiful Shelby on many occasions in the past with the Florida Powerboat Club, primarily Emerald Coast Powerboat Week. So we hope that we'll see her again on one of these events in 25. And it is our former winner, Sage, who is making the presentation to our 1st place winner, and that is Jasmine. A very familiar face here on these events. She's joined us on Orange Beach and Emerald Coast. In fact, she was even in Key West a year earlier. We're so happy to see Jasmine win because she has competed multiple times. This is the first time she takes home the Miss Orange Beach Powerboat Week crown, and we're happy to see her win that award. And a huge congratulations to all of our winners here from the Sandshaker at the wharf. And allow me to remind everyone that we couldn't do this without the support of the beautiful Miss Amber Content, our pageant coordinator and former winner here on the very first Orange Beach Powerboat Week contest back in May of 2019. Well, guys, that wraps up a total of 4 episodes with feature coverage of the Orange Beach Powerboat Week presented by the wharf. It is the only event of our entire annual series where we cross state lines and stage the event in the state of Alabama. We're going to keep coming back because we love that the event is very well attended and a strong showing of support from teams all over the South. And for those of you who want to have this event on your sites, it's going to be May 8th to 11th for the 6th annual Orange Beach Powerboat Week, once again presented by the wharf. And we've got a ton of new episodes coming down the pipeline here from our Pompano Beach studio, including all of the summer of 2024 Bahamas events, 5 in total, which we staged June through July and August with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. So you guys can't afford to miss any of that because that is the true adventure to take your boat and do a 500 or 600 mile round trip from Fort Lauderdale across the Gulf Stream to the islands of the Bahamas. It's all right here on Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel. There's nothing else like us out there on YouTube, guys. We are the one club that travels year-round to some of the most exotic destinations throughout Florida, the Florida Keys, and Bahamas, featuring the most incredible and awesome offshore powerboats that you'll see anywhere. And, of course, those very fun-loving members of the Florida Powerboat Club who make it a top priority to enjoy the powerboating in paradise lifestyle. So be sure to subscribe to our channel right now and click that notification bell so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones, along with our producer Ryan McCoy, in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.